What's up, YouTube? Night's Edge here again. Got a pretty cool review for you today. Overview, review. I don't know what to call it. This is the only one of these knives at the time that I'm making this anyway. This is the only one of these knives in existence. This is a prototype of a knife that Donnie Bless has decided to make. I saw him showing off a concept drawing of it on a live stream, and I got with him, and it kind of devolved from there. Right? He was like, "Yeah, you want to go for it?" I said, "Yeah, definitely, man. If you're willing to make it, I'll definitely buy it. It'll be my first custom knife. This is my first custom knife that I own, my first true custom knife. And Donnie Bless, make no mistake about it, everything out of Bless knives is full custom. Let's go ahead and let me get the. Should have had this out there in the beginning, but that's another thing that came with the knife. He gives you a sticker, patch. This is the company right there, Bless Knives. This one dude, Donnie Bless. In Omaha, Nebraska. Here's the COA, Certificate of Authenticity. Predator Model Zero. He let me name it. I named it the Predator. Thought that was pretty cool. Most of his, or all of his knives are in the kind of like in the Alien, something out of the Alien universe, like the Ripley. Did a review on Carco's Ripley on here before, and the Newt and the Vapor. He's got a lot of cool ones, and he's got some other prototypes and models that are upcoming. But this one is the first, the only Predator number 0 dark matter finish S90V. Little note there from Donnie, and there it is, Bless Knives. That's his email right there if you want to get a hold of him, or Instagram. That's how I mainly contact him. Locally handmade with precision, and no doubt about it, we'll explore that in just a second. He is not lying on that for sure. So Bless Knives, that's his the COA that came with it. Little patch, came with a pouch, and came also with a Hank. His sister's got a Hank company, so pretty cool, man. Anyway, that's kind of the backdrop of it. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. He is in a lot of the live streams. You guys probably seen him before in there. Bless from Bless Knives. So go check him out, man. He's got a lot of cool stuff. This is, I told him just do something basic as far as like the finish on the blade and the handle and everything went. Because for me, I mean, the price on this one, I'll go ahead and get that out of the way. The price on this one's $1,000, which is pretty crazy, man. This is the most that I've ever spent on a knife before. I never in a million years, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, thought that I would do that. But yeah, I saved up for the longest time, was able to finally get that. It's something that I've wanted for quite a long time. It'll probably be the only one that I get for quite a while. But was it worth the money? In my opinion, yeah, absolutely. He puts a lot of finishing touches on this, and on this one in particular, he did a lot that he didn't have to do, for me telling him, yeah, I just want like a basic stone wash. We'll go over all that in just a second, get all into the details of it. I'm gonna go ahead and treat it like every other knife that I review. We'll go ahead and do overalls on it, all that good stuff. It is a big knife, so if you look at it from the tip of the blade to the end of the handle, right at the tip of the blade right there on that, you're looking at about 9 3/8 overall length. Overall blade length, if you go tip of the blade to where the finger tool on the blade meets up with that flat on the handle right there, you're looking at 4 3/8 of an inch. So 4 3/8 inch blade, pretty big. And cutting edge on it is just a hair under 4 inches, right at 3 15/16, maybe. Well, a little over 3 7/8, 3 15/16, right in that little area there. So most definitely a large knife, right? Even an XL knife. So let's get the calibers out here. I'll zero them out. Do behind the edge, thickest part of the, or not behind the edge, man. Thickest part of the spine, 154 thousandths. So not ultra insane thickness, but pretty decent thickness for sure on that spine right there. We'll do behind the edge where it kind of swoops down on the belly right there, kind of same place I try to do it on most knives. um let's see, right there, about 36 thousandths, so pretty thick behind the edge right there. And of course I got that coming down to a pretty sharp edge, 471 thousandths on your handle thickness, so not incredibly thick on the handle thickness, but a pretty decently broad blade, right? That's one of the things I like about it. Some people hate it. I've heard people say all kinds of things, right? But I mean, that might not be your preference, and that's fine. It's my preference. It's exactly what I wanted, which is the point. in a custom knife, isn't it? So let's look at it. I'm gonna measure I usually don't do this, but I'll measure the broadness of it too. So at its broadest point, you're looking at right at 1.5 inches right there for the broadness, I guess, of the blade. Pretty big, right? Pretty big overall knife. As far as other measurements go, 9/16 on these stop, or 3/16, not 9, damn, 3/16 on the stop pins, right? That's an external stops on both sides. They do function as thumb studs as well, but a little bit of extra meat behind it there, if you will. And on the inside has an internal stop, 3/16 stop as well. So that's pretty crazy to me. This is definitely a knife that you can do some hard use for a folder. You know, you can do some hard use with it for sure. Let's get out Spyderco Paramilitary 2 right there. Go pivot to pivot on it, and Spyderco Para 3. Now, some people out there, you might be wondering, well, how's it have an opening hole, man? I thought Spyderco patented the opening hole on knives. They did not patent it for a custom knife, right? You can get away with that if you're making a custom knife. It's not a production knife. You don't have to fight with Spyderco over that. So that's something maybe a lot of people don't know right there. You can see how large it is compared to the Para 3 and Paramilitary 2. No doubt about it. Definitely a large knife. Let's get out. Let's see a couple of other American made knives right here. That is your Hinder XM18. Move that down a little bit, get that glare off of there. That's your Hinder XM18. Here is your Medford Knives Slim Midi. Definitely larger than both of those. All right. Put those up, and let's see here. Let's get out a couple of knives. Well, before I do, here's another American made one right up next to American made classic. That's your Chris Reeve Knives Umnenzon. Still larger than the Umnenzon by a good solid amount. Let's see, an XL knife. What do I have as far as an XL knife? I've got the Mannix 2. I've got the Military 2. First of all, it's a pretty long knife, right? It's larger than the Paramilitary 2. There's a comparison right there. And the Mannix 2 XL, which is by definition an XL knife, right? So from the tip of the butt, put them butt to butt right there on the Mannix 2 XL and the Predator. Still, Predator a little bit longer than the Mannix 2 XL, and the Military 2. Let's see, put it all the way on the end, and they are about neck and neck, right? Maybe a little bit of an edge on the Predator there as far as length goes, but it's right around the same as the Military 2, which is a pretty large knife, right? Here is a Ozark Trail Walmart knife up next to it, right? All right. And let's get a couple other knives out here. They're in the same territory. As far as price goes, this is a Herman Ishtar, Herman Knives Ishtar, and Herman Knives Sting. Those are courtesy of Lanyard Band. So yeah, definitely a big knife, right? That is the point of the size comparisons as well. I mean, I think size comparisons are usually pretty fun anyway, so I kind of went a little more in depth on that one because I'm having fun with this one, man. This isn't one that you can just go out and buy. You got to get on the books and get them to make you one. So get the scale out. And a lot of people might get upset by that, you know, that this isn't a knife you can just go out and buy if they, you know, if you happen to like it and you want to get it. Just contact Donnie on Instagram. It's you know, I think the process for this one for me, maybe 3 months or so. But he does have a pretty good wait list because he is very in demand, and it's just him making these things, right? These are handmade by one dude in his shop in Omaha, Nebraska. That's crazy to me. All right. 6.7 ounces. So it's definitely a beefy knife. What Satu Dave, Barefoot Bruisers, shout out to him, would call probably a bruiser, maybe borderline bruiser. I don't know. Probably had to be a little thicker to be a bruiser by Satu Dave's definition of it, but it's getting there, right? So flip this over and give it a pocket check right there. Got a little bit sticking out of the pocket, about a thumb width, maybe right about a thumb width, kind of sticking out of the pocket right there. No issue. I mean, I don't have an issue with that. A lot of people prefer deep carry. Deep carry is cool and everything, but functional is more important to me, and this is very functional in the pocket. Pocket clip has a good amount of tension on it and enough of a rise to where it can go in and out with no problem. Especially, if you're wearing blue jeans, which I would suggest blue jeans, work pants, something like that. Maybe even some thick khakis or something. Shorts, I would say, thick khaki shorts, something thick. Not gym shorts or swimming trunks. Would I mean, you can of course do that, but I wouldn't recommend wearing, carrying this knife wearing that. So, it is a pretty heavy knife. 6.7 ounces. Of course, not the heaviest knife I own by any means. So, uh, definitely carryable. I enjoy a good heavy knife. A lot of times that is a little loose, but I tightened it up there. That is a T15 on the pivot. T8, got your T8 body screws, I believe. Yeah, T8 on the body screws. And again, this is a prototype and it's a custom knife. So a lot of this stuff can, if you want something else whenever you're talking to him, if you decide to get one made, I'm sure he does he has a range of options there. T8 all across the board, T8 on the pocket clip screws, T8 on the body, and T15 on the pivot, which is awesome. All right, got all the specs out of the way, the hardware. Check this thing out, man. It's running on phosphor bronze. I had to double check with him whenever I was getting ready to do the video just to make sure, because this thing is so smooth. The largeness of the blade definitely helps out with that, right? So you're dealing with a pretty good sized blade, and this one's an S90V. Let's see. I have a light shake shut, right? It's almost a fall shut, but not quite. And I'm sure disassembly, maybe polish off those washers, it'll probably go to like a fall shut kind of action. But I did put a little bit of gunny glide on there, but I have not disassembled it yet. Definitely going to do a full video on that whenever I get ready to do it. But this thing is super smooth. It's pretty much right where I want it as far as action goes. No blade play. Don't have any blade play on it. This thing it came dead centered up, right? So what I would call pretty damn close to being perfectly centered. So that's awesome. Let's talk about the finish on this thing, man. I knew right off the rip that this is going to be a pretty long video. So definitely, if you don't feel like listening to me ramble about this, definitely feel free to change the channel, as it were. But he put this nice finish. I didn't even ask him to do this, but he put a really cool finish on here. He's calling this his dark matter finish. This is the first time he's done this. And it's like, I believe from what he was telling me, like an electroanodized acid wash or something like that. Really cool. It doesn't fade, right? I don't have gloves on when I'm handling this. It still looks like it did the day I got it. And that kind of contributes to the name of the knife, in my opinion, the Predator, right? So it kind of looks like the kind of finish that's on like the Predator's helm. So I think that's a pretty nice touch. Nice little bronze accents on there. Just really all the way contoured on the handle scales. Pretty cool. And again, he does all this by hand. He doesn't use any machines to do any of this. Check out the backspacer, man. That's a full length backspacer. We're kind of like that gear type of jimping there. Jimping all the way up here. Nice harpoon notch. And the opening hole. There's another thing, another little detail right there. He contoured, chamfered the opening hole, right around the rim of the opening hole. Pretty cool. Nice touch there. And on the other side as well. To add to the level of comfort. He knew that my preferred opening method was the reverse flick, and the opening hole was something that I wanted on it. Now, choke back, ergonomically, this thing is awesome. Choke back, got my index finger right here, kind of in that little indentation. Definitely plenty of room, if you want to get like a swinging hit or a swinging cut on something, I guess, choke back pretty good, no issues there. And definitely got plenty of room to choke up and still have enough left to where you're not putting the meat of your finger on that cutting edge right there. All right, so pretty comfortable there as well. So choke back and choked up on this one, very, very comfortable. That jimping adds to the comfort of it, as does that harpoon notch right there. Kind of makes you feel more locked in, more secure on it. So overall, man, this thing is awesome. I know there's got to be some detail, something I'm forgetting. It's a frame lock. Most of y'all probably knew that right off the rip, right? Milled titanium pocket clip, titanium handle, S90V on the blade steel, runs on phosphor bronze. You can also use the thumb stud to open it with absolutely no problem. Reverse flick off of the thumb stud works pretty good if I don't push in on that frame lock while I do it, right? Reverse flick, opening holes where it's at for me. You know, you can of course slow roll it as well. So just a big beefy, you know, what I would call even an overbuilt but really sleek knife, you know. And the thing that he did with the finish, I thought that was pretty cool. Again, I asked whenever, you know, he does all kinds of crazy finishes. He does, you know, I think he does Timecodes, he does micarta, he does all kinds of elaborate crazy stuff. So for him to when I, you know, I told him like, look, you know, I don't have the money to go like on like super high up with the you know, the finishes and stuff. He still went what I would say is above and beyond and put a really nice finish on there, man. That's something else. Like that's crazy to me. That is a beautiful beautiful finish, and kind of contributes to the, you know, stone wash of the blade with the color contrast there. Really, really nice. So overall, I am very happy, very satisfied with the Bless Knives Predator. There's another one in the making right now. I think he's just about done making it, so it won't be the only one there for long, the only one on the planet for long, but definitely is the first. And I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, another nice. Let me see if I can show it here. Where is it? Another nice little touch before I end this rambling video. Here inside, he carved out, can't really read it as well. Whenever I disassemble the knife, I'll definitely be able to show that better, but it says Bless Predator Prototype in there. I mean, I know you can probably see there's writing in there on that handle scale on the bottom, but you probably can't read it. It says Bless Predator Prototype on it. So I think that's a pretty cool little touch. So overall, I'm very satisfied with it. If you're interested in a custom knife by Donnie Bless, definitely his YouTube, he'll be added down below, and his Instagram will be down below. Shoot him a message. He's really approachable, really easy to work with. And again, all done by hand in his shop by him in Omaha, Nebraska. Pretty neat. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, whether it's morning, evening, noon, or night, you guys have a good day, and y'all stay sharp.